World Baseball Classic as an event has been gathering momentum, especially since 2023, and that momentum is carrying over into the early part of 2026. Some news, Alex Bregman and Clayton Kershaw announcing they are going to be wearing the stars and stripes. Also for Team Italy, Adam Ottavino, former reliever, he will be joining the staff, and Jorge Posada will be joining Team Italy as an assistant coach, joining his former teammate Francisco Cervelli. Getting back to Team USA, Clayton Kershaw, a guest of Hot Stove earlier on the network on Thursday, talking about his decision to join Team USA.
Oh, I'm so excited. It's going to be so fun. I wanted to do it a few years ago, but I was too broken for the insurance to cover my arm and everything. So now that it doesn't matter and I get to go and be a part of this group, like you said, is just the most unbelievable group of teammates and guys. And so I'm just really excited, man. It's going to be so fun.
As I start thinking about potential matchups, Clayton, and I'm sure this has crossed your mind too, thinking of you facing Shohei is something that we can dream about. Is that out of the question?
I think something will have gone terribly wrong if I have to pitch against Team Japan in the finals or something. I think we got plenty of guys to get that guy out, and not me. But if that happens, I'll be nervous. I'll be nervous at this point.
Also, during the interview, he said when he saw D-Row's number on his phone, he thought D-Row was calling him to be a coach.
No.
Yeah, that's what he said. But it's interesting. At this stage of his life, what can Clayton Kershaw give Team USA?
Look, I think he's one of those things. Number one, there's no ruling with him, right? With
correct.
Pitch count.
The only limitation are the ones placed by him.
Yeah, he can go out there and face a lower tier team, a team that USA thinks they can handle pretty well in the first round, the second round. Perhaps a team like Brazil, for example, they're in their pool.
Yeah.
Why not go to Clayton Kershaw and say, hey, give me as many as you can, 115 pitches, 110 pitches, because if I can save as many weapons as I can in that bullpen, it's only going to benefit the USA. So, yeah, I think Kershaw, it's kind of like what they did with Wainwright in 2023, where they brought him in as well. I think for Kershaw is a little bit more unique because, look, has he been working out? Has he been getting ready?
Yeah, that's true.
Has he been, throwing bullpens or throwing hitters, right?
Yeah.
All this stuff. It's not like he's going to go to report to a team right now and go get 2 or 3 starts before the World Baseball Classic. He's got to do that on his own. So I'm excited to see him. But, yeah, I think it's a huge weapon for USA just because they don't have to use some of their main guys for lesser teams in that bracket.
I don't know for sure, just speculation on my part. I have a feeling that D-Row and company and the rest of USA Baseball, I'm sure that they at least broached the subject with Clayton a while back, just to gauge his interest. And I'm sure Clayton said, all right, well, if I'm going to do this, I need to start ramping up to at least be.
What a great treat. This is going to be a lot of fun.
So sticking with this event, I talked about the momentum that it has gained in the last handful of years. Team Japan is the defending champion. They're going to be one of the favorites. The United States, with their collection of stars, they'll be one of the favorites. So as you take a look at the roster here and the notable commitments that the United States has put together, so, Yonder, I'll ask you this. Besides the United States, which team do you think is the biggest threat to the defending champion, Japan, and ultimately has the best chance to win it all, besides the U.S.?
Well, I think for me, the Dominican Republic team has that on edge as well, right? For me, the question mark for the Dominican Republic is who's going to start. How many innings can you fill with your starters? Who's available? Who's not available? We've seen with Venezuela, we've seen with Puerto Rico, a lot of players have said no to this event because of circumstances with themselves and their contracts or insurance and things like that. But I will think when I look at this Dominican Republic team, they're just as good as a Team USA, as a Japan roster as well. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Again, they need more starting pitching. They need more innings. They got Albert Pujols at the helm. He's done it before. He's won many important games. And when you look at that roster, it just feels like they're just as good as either USA or Japan.
Yeah, and right now the separator, and right now, I mean, we still have some time before the rosters are finalized. Right now the separator is the lack of pitching for the Dominican Republic. So we'll have to
But there's plenty out there.
No doubt.
So you never know.
So getting back to the U.S., this is a team that is giving me original Dream Team vibes with Jordan and Ewing and Magic. I mean, Talking Baseball on Twitter earlier today, on Thursday, had here's our guess for how the U.S. and Mark DeRosa and company will put together the lineup. What do you think of this as the lineup, and what changes or tweaks would you make?
I like it. I like the fact that you're starting off hot with Bobby Witt. I like Gunnar Henderson at the end. However, I did make some arrangements with that. The middle of the lineup for me pretty much stays the same. I really like the middle and what they can bring, especially the lefty-righty combo, and Kyle Raleigh obviously resetting that roster in the middle point. But this is my lineup, okay? I would put Corbin Carroll because I think he's a little bit speedier than Gunnar Henderson. He can still hit for power. He can still do all those little things. He's a great bunter as well. But I like Bobby Witt. I like Aaron Judge, Schwarber, and Kyle Raleigh at the top 4 mark. I think all those 4 guys can run the base as well. They can all slug. But Byron Buxton and Corbin Carroll for me are the most important guys because they can hit the triple. They're going to be playing in big fields. They're going to be playing in where they need that momentum. And at the bottom of the order, those guys can either hit the long ball or they can get on base and make it a double or make it a triple.
Yeah. You know, one earlier announcement this week that maybe quite didn't get the fanfare or the buzz was Ernie Clement of the Toronto Blue Jays. And I'm sure he is so versatile. And he is such a good hitter. That's going to give D-Rose so many different options to make that lineup.
Yeah, that's the one thing I've seen with D-Rose and Team USA this year. They're not just going to get the big stars. They're going to get guys that fit on the team.
Bryce Terang as well.
Pete Crow-Armstrong, right? Guys like that they can go get a bag in a big moment, right? They can go pinch hit in a big moment. They can go play second base, and in the same game, they can go play third base. So, yeah, I like the team. I like the way they're constructing the team because they're building a team to win.
Yes.
It's not an all-star. The World Baseball Classic is not an all-star game. It's a championship tournament.
No,
they have to go out there and win as many games as they can.
We want to remind you of what the pools look like and kind of the format of the tournament. So the top 2 teams, for instance, in Pool A, they will meet the top 2 teams in Pool B, of which the United States is a member of. Those 4 teams will meet in the quarterfinals, and the same holds true for Pool C and Pool D. The defending champion, Team Japan, they are in Pool C with Australia, Korea, Chinese Taipei, and Czechia as well. So the fun is going to be, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. Every game, 14 days.
In the United States, the venues will be in Houston before shifting over to Miami for the semifinals and the championship
I'll tell you one more comment on this.
Yeah.
I was fortunate and lucky enough to have the opportunity to call games, which this year I will be as well. But the one thing I noticed, it felt like a Game 7.
It did.
Every single game.
Yeah.
So if this is a tournament you've never seen before, it is must watch, all right? It's Game 7 of a World Series. The crowd is into it, sold out, and there's no better way to get the baseball season